When I think of the future of Detroit, I think of everyone who is in the metropolitan area, suburbs, inner city, and everywhere in between, going back and giving back to the community and making it stronger.
Some of my fondest memories throughout my life have occurred in the city of Detroit. I remember countless times where I've been to Detroit for various sporting events like Tiger games, Red Wings games, Pistons games. I know that I've been to Detroit to volunteer. Just 2 summers ago, I volunteered at Summer in the City.
People have said Detroit right now is going through a tough time, but I think of it as like a rebirth or a renaissance in which we're reinventing ourselves into like a cultural hub of the Midwest.
The story of the Jews in Michigan is rather fascinating, but very commonplace to most states in the country. First Jews came to Michigan in 1761. They were fur traders. Initially they went to Fort Michilimackinac, which is in current-day Mackinac City. Then Chapman Abraham came to Detroit, or Fort Pontchartrain, in 1762. By 1850, there was a sizable number in Detroit, and so the very first religious service held by the Bethel Society was in 1850. It was a wonderful life. We had many small grocery stores. The supermarket didn't come around until after the Second World War. And so many of the little mom and pop shops were owned by members of the Jewish community, and that's where your parents would shop. You went to the kosher butcher, you went to the Jewish bakery, and there was a drugstore on almost every corner. That's what life was like, and you met with your friends, and you walked a lot of places. You could walk to school and walk home. You could walk to Hebrew school. It was just a different way of life.
There's been an incredible amount of investment and time, effort, and energy made to make the Metro Detroit area, from Ann Arbor to downtown and everywhere in between, a wonderful place to live and live Jewishly. We have really wonderful foresight in a number of our leaders who are kind of driving this push to re-engage Jews in the broader Jewish community, both in a professional sense and in a social sense. And that's one of the reasons I think that 25 to 50 years from now, Detroit's going to be the hub of a very impressive and exciting region.
As a Jew, knowing that Jews are very giving people, caring people, we can give back.
I think the problem is what we focus on is just helping those who are there, but if we put ourselves, the Jewish community, back in Detroit, I think that will have a greater impact, because if we just delegate and delegate and delegate and hope a few people will just kind of come out of the dark and do what we provide funds for, I don't think anything will happen.
I am the manager of Detroit Service Initiatives for Repair the World. And Repair the World is a national Jewish service organization dedicated to Tikkun Olam, as we commonly know it. But they have a particular and especially strong presence in Detroit. And we've been able to do a lot of really exciting work connecting schools and synagogues and community organizations to partners in Detroit, and the results have been amazing. There is a sense of Jewish identity in Detroit, and that has manifested itself in a lot of different ways. Whether we move here or whether we grew up here or whether our parents or grandparents grew up here, that a strong Detroit is very possible. We've got our work cut out for us in Detroit, undoubtedly, but that we can all contribute to a viable Detroit, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.